Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for you tonight. It was done earlier today. I had to go out for a bit today, so I'm trying to get this out for you before tomorrow. And today is still May 17, 2019. The 17 is all about dreams come true and healing and shining your light. And the day adds up to, where are we today? Today we're at 34-7. Which is actually the 8 of Wands. So it's a 7 of that calm before the storm, and here we have the full moon tomorrow. And then the 8 of Wands is that expressing your passionate feelings. It could be heated communications as well. And just a lot of energetic back and forth energy. When I did the read today, it was done at, well, first I cut the main deck at 12:02, and then the main read was done at 12:21 to 22 to 23, and I'd woken up this morning at 7:17 to 18, so my clock and my iPad are 1 minute off, so I just have these 2 times depending on what I look at. But I woke up at 7:17 to 18, and then I fell back to sleep because I didn't get to sleep till like 3 o'clock last night. And then I woke up at 11:21 to 22, and then I ended up doing the read, was completed at 12:21 to 22. And then I remember hearing Elizabeth at House of Items talking about on her video about the full moon tomorrow at 22:11 and 21:11, and her talking about 17, which was pretty cool. Not, we get syncs all the time, but they were, exact. But then the read was at 21:22 as well. The major arcana for the Divine Masculine read today were from the Sirian Starseed deck: Strength, Justice, and the Shadow card. There were 2 wands, 3 cups, 2 pentacles, and 2 swords. And you notice this is 23-21, and what's the space between the words? Well, what's between 21 and 23 is 22 again. We had court cards of the King of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. And the numbers and code line were all about self-love and pride today. Self-love and pride. And the numbers were 58 came up as in the read, but also 238 is the Queen of Cups, 51 is the Knight of Swords, or the King of Swords, excuse me, and then 91 came up, which is the reflection of 19, which is one of the numerology cards today, and self-love came up, which is 61, 22 came up, as well as 1, 2, 3, 56, 56 is the 2 of Swords, being in your knowing, 89, and then 231 also came up, so a lot of 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, all right, the combination of 1, 2, 3 there. And the message here about self-love and pride were a couple different variations here of the Queen of Cups was definitely coming up in here, as well as the King of Pentacles, the High Priestess with googly eyes were definitely coming up here, or someone maybe hypnotized in that energy of being in your knowing, floating around in your knowing. The Queen of Cups of the Christ consciousness, and also the Christ divine Jew was coming up. So that combination, that religion doesn't matter. And then a kiss and a hug. The King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Sweet Jesus, the shaman of self-love and pride. 2 unintegrated humans. 3 strong of Christ divine jewel. Expand to free themselves. 1 King of Pentacles to the strength of the shaman. XO, so kiss and a hug, self-love and pride. Also, Thomas and William were names that came up here for me. That was just a download that I got. Again, unintegrated, source contained humans who are hypnotized by Empress, strong of Christ, divine Jew, King of Swords and King of Pentacles, shown the strength of the shaman. of the feminine human embodiment. All right, so that portion of us that's feminine, the self-love and pride of the feminine side. And then when I went online, so again, a lot of stuff was coming up about around Sha and shaman. And I made, I'm going to see my daughter in June, and I made an appointment with a shaman down there for a group of us to go do. So that'll be fun. So definitely shaman's coming up. And then in the read, the King of Wands in the Syrian Starseed deck, who is a shaman, came up in the read today. So a lot about shaman was coming up. I did go online for some headers to see what came up, and there was some really cool stuff that came up today. So I'm going to go through that quickly. The Eight of Wands came up from crystal-reflections.com, and it said beneath the heading, no pauses necessary to put things in order. One foot walks on the foundation above in spirit, the other foot walks on the foundation below on earth. The power is especially formidable in the Suite of Wands, where 8 acts as the receiver from the above, transmitter to the below. Okay, so that was right in line with what we would like to see. Then the four aces came up in a header, and that was from Psych 104, Chapter 7, Quizlet. Another header came up from crystalmaster.com about crystals. Captured Memories, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. And I'm just taking a few lines from what was under that heading. After Breath of the Wild, there was a link, and then Journey and Quest. Okay? The next heading was great. It literally said, from archiveofourown.org, wait for me to come home. That was the headline. Chapter 42, and 42 is the Two of Cups. And then it said beneath it, okay, I realize that's a lie, because to be honest, it dragged. But we made it. We made it this far, and now we just have to make it just a little while longer, and then we can start the rest of forever. I know it's asking a lot, but please try not to panic, and please wait for me to come home. So I thought you'd like that coming up for you. Some other headers that came up were from Amazon.com, Crystal Quartz Dodecadron Gemstone came up, as well as Blue Jade from HealingCrystals.com. So crystals are coming up a lot here again. And also Clear Creek from ARCrystalMine, MINE.com. Twin crystals were coming up. They're called twin crystals or tantric twin crystals. They have 2 points on a common base. The difference between that and two crystals simply attached by both parts of twin crystal is that they're exactly parallel to each other and have no boundary between them. So there's a parallel there to the twins, okay? The difference between that twin crystal and two crystals just simply attached by both parts is that the twin crystal are exactly parallel to each other and have no boundary between them, like the twins. Another heading was Shaolin Monastery from enwikipedia.org, or the Shaolin, I can't speak right now, Shaolin Temple, Chan Zen Buddhist Temple in China. That came up. Another heading, the last one, is Situationist International Online from Virginia Tech, which was cddc.vt for virginiatech.edu. And it said, the spectacle divides the world into two parts, one of which is held up as a self-representation to the world and is superior to the world. The spectacle is simply the common language that bridges this division. Spectators are linked only by a one-way relationship to the very center that maintains their isolation from one another. So that also is kind of differentiating the difference between the twins and another person that will come into your energy that also deserves love, but why there's a difference there. So getting right into the read here, the underlying energies were Three of Flames and the Two of Orbs, coming up like this. Okay, Three of Flames, and then, sorry about that, and then the Two of Orbs underneath, Okay, so coming out from there. Present to flame, hypnotized by your knowing. Bold move on a quest to expand, as the Queen of Swords has spoken about. And again, this is for the Divine Masculine, but also for the Divine Masculine within the Feminine. In staying present, there's no need to know. Satisfied on their own, relaxing, with Queen of Pentacles or as Queen of Pentacles and Page of Wands, or the Divine Masculine with their mother or partner, all right, so it could be a mother and son, mutually exclusive and independent, all two or three now going their own way. And then I was getting the song, You Can Go Your Own Way, okay? In compassionate transformation of a child, water sign, message of love, or new love developing, when both are left out in the cold together, that is when they bond. Or end of a bond of destitution, loss, or lack, or maybe just struggling to get out, work out, jog, get in good physical shape again. The Divine Masculine may be watching karmic in children. One child may be leaving or recovering or noticing what's going on in the life of the Divine Feminine for the Masculine. And it was just 11-11. 9 cups happy, 9 of cups, right, being satisfied on his or her own. The Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, and the Page of Cups. Mother or grown child may be recovering from a miscarriage or death or child's injury or kicked out of a church, business, or organization. Or someone just feels left out or gave a child up for adoption. Death of a rose, always covering up at the beach. Sensitive pale skin and shoes to cover feet. Or Scorpio with an opening that didn't work. Nothing sold or turned away. So someone may have had some kind of opening of a business or whatever. Or it could be a creative body of work, but that didn't work. Nothing sold or they were turned away. So that's just some underlying energy that was coming up. As I turned the page, it was 129, and 29 is the Three of Wands. You can either be waiting for your ships to come in or just staying present and noticing the beauty around you. The child could be worried about a parent or grandparent dying, or depressed when it has to visit the old age home or nursing facility, or feeling guilty for turning away or unable to help an elder, or doesn't want to, a parent they have a wound with perhaps. Guilt and revenge came up here. Shame about what's wrong or right in caring for one who didn't care for you. Children watching as others walk right over the dead body in the middle of the road. Or someone got hit or just died and there was nothing they could do about it. Compassion definitely comes up here. There could be 2 older kids, 2 younger kids in certain situations coming up here as well. At 143, a card definitely zoomed north at that point. 43 is the Three of Cups of coming together, reunions. So maybe family reunions with kids from different families or with different parents, all right? So there could be a kid or 2 kids or 3 kids from one parent and then another parent, but it's like they're coming together, the children. The Knight of Swords out, coming in quick with a message. The Page of Cups reversed, coming out as an alcoholic, or maybe gay, or just plain spoiled, overindulging in everything, or an emotional or mental or medical issue, or coming out feeling rejected or needing to lose weight from eating too much. And then I was getting the Wizard of Oz coming out from behind the curtain about their core issues, insecurities, addictions, medical issues, or mental disease, and then I was getting the rabbit transmitter for some reason, used as a child for special abilities. So I was getting definitely a masculine with a wound about being used for their abilities when they were a child, so they kind of turned away from them or turned them off, or they were teased, so they ate or drank too much so they wouldn't feel it anymore. So definitely the wizard coming out as the illusion, right? He's just a simple man who's coming off as the wizard. That's definitely the theme of the masculine here, with Dorothy yelling at the Wizard of Oz to get him to come out as just a normal man. Nothing special, but actually he is. But it's just his wounding that makes him want to put this mask on, right? Because he doesn't feel worthy of love. The soulmate comes up as the underlying energy, and safe to love was beneath that. That it is safe for you to love Divine Masculine. And that, yes, this is your soulmate. The war within self to make their body look good. Worthiness of love comes up with that. The harsh truth out in front of kids about wounded warrior and flame in the background. dove, bird, and goat, billy goat on a leash. Hierophant narcissist with radar, antenna, and Paramahamsa, perhaps fly south whenever he's near. They don't like this energy. Old bodybuilder or old wrestler, like an old man who used to be like the man because he had big muscles, or just feeling like a has-been. A king of pentacles chasing girls or rescuing them from themselves, or always getting in trouble for girls throwing themselves at him. And then I was getting, why do birds fall down from the sky every time? Okay, so just like me, they long to be close to you. As I turn the page, it's 1:59, the minute before the hour, and the 1 again is the Magician, the 59 is the 5 of Swords, the war within your head. If you're at war with yourself, then there will be war outside of you as well. There's an old man jealousy of son, and son without proper boundaries. Father started him on multiple women perhaps, or when he was growing up his father chased women to look like the man, or a molester of young girls, or a pillar of the community, and what were they doing to innocents behind closed doors? Abusive parents, uncles, aunts, parents' friends who stopped by and never knew what was happening to their children, like Jerry Sandusky at Penn State and 52 counts of sexual molestation, 1994 to 2009, but he actually started doing that in the 1970s. On June 22, 2012, convicted of 45 counts of sexual abuse. And then was coming up for the masculine, follow your dreams. And that's number 85. And beneath that was teach and learn, number 57, the 3 of Swords. So after you teach and learn, follow your dreams. Injustice of conflict, fighting, abuse, sports competition. King of Swords thinks back to getting over the injustice of it. The wounded warrior now lets go of old wounds, no longer fighting to survive, just letting go. The Queen of Pentacles, peacock, studious, emerald order, teal, green, yellow, and bronze, or tarnished silver wings. Beside twisted pillar of education system, and how much money she is now worth, or in debt because the King of Swords and King of Pentacles are now fighting to detox legal and educational systems, dropping injustice, wounds of war, and letting go of grief along with the emotional attachments of it. And this brings us up to those 5 major wounds of rejection, abandonment, humiliation, betrayal, and injustice. And then under lotuspocusfocus.com came up 5 masks that are related to these 5 things. So for rejection was the fugitive. For abandonment came up the dependent. For humiliation came up the masochist. For betrayal came up the dominator. And for injustice came up the rigid. So new lovers are now detoxing it all. Detox coming out, left behind, waiting for ships, and womanizer to follow dreams with their soulmate. Alright, so all these wounds are coming up to be fleshed out. Recently, for the masculine, is the Ace of Cups. Indebted to family. So there's another wound coming up here. So if you're indebted to family, you must work for them. It's not your choice about what you want for your life. So many people have felt indebted to their family in that way. Otherwise, he doesn't love them. The foundation here is the 8 of Cups, Magician. Where did that come? I'm sorry, not Magician. Well, the foundation is this 8 of Cups, okay, which is walking away or within. And that can definitely be Batman walking away from the Batcave, because that represents the divine masculine's heart. But the Magician of the DNA strand, right, figuring out how DNA works, and clearly separated without option, and not express. The Magician of the DNA strand, clearly separate without option, and not expressing, or causing delayed communication, or working things out. The masculine going within to discover what's missing and walking away, like that 8 of Cups, when you're walking away from everything you've built because you feel like there's a hole, something's missing from your life. The missing piece is that DNA strand that the Magician has found. centrally is that King of Wands shaman. The Queen of Wands divorced, wounded warrior, now single, as the Queen of Cups now rises to the top as the messenger of truth. Or the Queen of Wands and Libra and or Judge of a wounded warrior sovereign, the Queen of Cups is now above her as the messenger of truth. Or that's how she appears anyway. 225 it is as I turn the page, which is the High Priestess and the Knight of Wands. So coming in passionately, using his psychic abilities for the masculine. In passions of balancing and sharing and going within as the master shaman. The challenge being for him is the King of Pentacles and the secret connection of his out to family and family legacy. Expressing passion as jealousy now and sudden drama of third party only after his family or family money, but walked away from a reunion with the messenger of truth, that Knight of Swords, coming in quickly with information. Scorpio energy with the Scorpio full moons coming up about jealousy and needing to protect yourself from third party, right? So being paranoid. Now free to come together with the King of Swords, divine masculine, who has been judged sweetly by those around him. Transformation of the King of Swords. There's transformation of the King of Swords ways. And the messenger of truth now taming the beast through rejection of attention. So he's learning to tame his own inner beast by not always getting his way, which he may have gotten lots of feminine attention in the past or in his life. But now crowning is balance, sharing, equitable distribution in a split, a lie, a need for clarity. The King of Wands is reversed in a bad turn with family ending, Knight of Wands moving from the King of Cups to detox unhappiness of the family, coming together with kids or news, messages, learning, studying, and examination. Jealousy and the need to protect children and partner from third party, a legacy of judgment and freedom and legacy of players and womanizers, cheaters, sex, addictions, death, rejection, and dying, inside unable to express feelings of betrayal and or longing. So these are all wounds that are coming up for the masculine. Being strong and successful, the leader with attention, never wavering, like this is who he expects himself to be. But soon with the Eye of the Tiger coming up, and strength, the eye of the storm in the aftermath of drama, epiphanies, needing courage, but weak with impatience to release self from a prison of marriage or contract or religion perhaps. Humble servants of God, he may have been raised that way, or now coming into his knowing as the humble servants of God. Grounding and integrating, purging of twins. He is justice, divine, grounding and integrating God's love, without attention from twin. As the King of Pentacles, solid and stable, offering love to his twin. Wedding actually flipped out of the deck when that card was pulled from Romance Angels, and then along with wedding also came release your ex for the masculine, separation, and trust, which is all about having faith. Around this, so the masculine's coming up as justice. This is the way he sees himself, as divine justice. So around him, or how he is seen, is grieving, a leap of faith, with loyal friend, opening heart to the King of Swords reversed, who is actually at war with himself. The King of Pentacles, complex is Jesus, the Savior. All right, so this is another wound to clear. It is not someone's job to save others. It's each person's job to save themselves. Clear blocks of the shadow, masculines, letting go to fix, over loss with new passion, deception, confession needed with the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So that could be different people. It just depends on your situation. And it could be as simple as someone just ungrounded who needs to ground. And it was definitely, again, divine feminine, where they just need to ground and integrate their burdens. But it also could be someone who's all about money, someone who's lost a lot of money recently. But there's definitely a confession of deception needed to be made by the masculine energy to a Queen of Pentacles reversed. Pride came up, self-love came up, but even more so from the numerology deck was manifestation, leadership, and environment for the masculine. As we turn the page, it's 242, so we're back to the 42 of the Two of Cups and the High Priestess. The Queen of Pentacles walking away and within, wanting to tango now and do the dance. The Knight of Swords 5D messages as the Emperor is drained or sick or with kids, right? So drained because of kids. Or there may be a Leo with the masculine out of control. The messenger of truth desperate to lead ego into knowing, into the present moment, and to release their burdens in order to ground and integrate and do the dance. Purging, rising above to detox, the masculines. Third party at work, or not getting along at work, or leaving work may be painful. There may be back pain involved, as well as betrayal of the Knight of Cups reversed, which is coming up as jealousy again, insincerity, someone just not offering love, which is a wound, obviously, finding peace away from the crazy world, incomplete, to allow full transformation at the Scorpio full moon release. Presently walking away to justice and or a divorce, grieving and getting over it, new love of Shaman, King of Pentacles, with Eye of Tiger or shadow work, and sharing 5D messages and purging in order to transform and detox all these wounds. Okay, so it's a lot about shadow work today for the masculine, but a lot of different things coming up. A lot of those Scorpio attributes, you know, of jealousy and paranoia. Okay, those very deep and dark issues may be coming up. So this is the shadow that they need to clear. It was just 2721 of the Ace of Wands, which is that new passion, and the 21 of completion. The final two cards that came up here for the masculine were Knight or Adept of Orbs, and then Nine of Orbs behind it. So it wasn't so swordy until the end here. Alright, so this is about 5D communication. 5D communication and then purging. So there may be definitely some purging this weekend, which is a good thing. We expect to release this weekend anyway with the full moon, especially in Scorpio. Okay, some big like cycle releases here going on. So I'm going to show you the picks. The basic read here. Okay, and then we have the full read. There were some cards that fell out in the shuffle, so I'm going to show you them as well. Okay, so this came out in the shuffle, as well as this. Oh, wrong way. This combination also. And I may or may not do the oracle cards after this. It's getting late, so we'll see how that goes. Make sure to drink your water and get plenty of rest during this full moon. And just keep your energy high. Do the best you can and purge when you need to. It's definitely a great time to release. Rise and be love, you guys. Bye.